You got time. We're not live. We're not live. Go ahead. Find the
We're
hat.
not live. Yeah, go ahead. We're really not live.
There you go. There you go. There
Oh,
you
yeah.
go.
I can't
Yeah,
even
that's
tell.
good.
That's
Hey,
my hat.
that green screen does wonders.
I think I'm pretty sure. Hey, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
There you go.
Pretty
There
sure
you go.
I get a green screen hat. I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, there you go. Man, hey, that's not green screen now? The continuation from 2 weeks ago.
I forgot about it until just now.
Hey, give me another one. Give me another one. I know there's another one. Make fireworks. Make it rain.
Two thumbs up.
How do you do that one? I forgot.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs.
Thumbs up. Oh yeah, 2 thumbs up. Oh bam.
There we go.
There you go. What's one thumb? What one thumb gives you?
One thumb is just a like.
Just like thumbs up. It's like going bling bling.
But it gives you 2 thumbs though. What's that?
No,
That makes sense.
It's just one. You just do one punch. See?
Oh man.
Oh,
Celebrate good times.
You know what? When Game God sings, we don't have to worry about getting booted. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. There you go.
If I do 5, like high five, like how do I do like I'm cooking? Do I do like this?
I don't know. I don't think it does anything.
No,
That's too much work. That's too much
doesn't
work.
seem like it.
I know.
That's too much work. Okay, get.
Oh, man,
There you go. We love you anyway. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. This will be 30 minutes of this.
I can do this.
30 minutes.
I can do this all day.
That's the name of this podcast.
I can do this all day.
Oh
no,
boy.
that's not it.
No, emojis.
Emojis. The emojis podcast.
That's right, buddy. You got it.
Yeah. Thumbs down. Give it a thumbs down. See what thumbs down does.
What is thumbs down?
Gives you a thumbs down. You forgot already, Game God? Really? Are you just trying to get
that's why I'm giving him some ammo. That's all.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. There you go.
What happens when you point with both fingers like this?
Let's see. Does it do anything?
Nothing. Yeah.
I just wanted to do it.
Hey, that's an update. That's in the next update.
Get to the
anyway.
shooter fingers. See what that does.
Oh, yeah. That was a 3. Yeah.
Nah, man.
I just hit a 3.
Oh,
there you go. He leveled up. He leveled up.
Yeah, that's what I do when I hit a 3.
You don't do the cooking sign? You don't do the cooking sign?
That's old.
Yeah, he does the Sean Kemp.
I can tell who that was on. That was like Gatling, Chris Gatling, when he did that.
hey, technical.
Yep. Yeah, they'll call him for a tech notice. Anyway, hey, welcome to the pregame. This is a podcast. Just having a little fun here before we actually get started.
Show how much you love them. Show how much you love
them. My cup is only not quite half full.
Not quite.
Not quite. It's quarter cup.
Oh, okay.
400 cases.
You're a quarter full kind of guy.
I'm a quarter full kind of guy.
Okay, there you go. That's a nice cup though. That's new.
Hey,
like a new cup.
Watch your mouth, little lady.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
It's good to be back, guys. Good to be back.
Hey, where were you at last week, man?
Where were you?
Vacation, signing contracts.
Oh wow.
And moving forward with life.
No.
Wow. Signing contracts.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you in it for the long haul, you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
For the long haul.
Did you read the fine print?
There was some. I guess I didn't.
Oh boy.
What's that sound effect you started with? Go ahead, hit me with that one.
I don't know. It's the
watch your mouth.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one right there. Yeah. So yeah, but during this time, I ran into someone. Man, stop vacuuming. I ran into somebody back down there. Shared a good time there, and then picked up some. Got some swag.
Did you get some swag?
Oh,
yeah, get some swag.
You ran into somebody down there.
I ran into somebody. I don't know what's down there. Somewhere in the.
I got some swag too.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you go first. You
want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh man, this is crazy.
I got a piece of show and tell as well. So.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh wow, we got full house tonight.
All right. Well, let's get it started. Enough of the inside baseball. Let's go ahead, Magic Mike. What kind of show and tell you got?
Oh no! Don't try to throw me first, man. You wanted to go first.
Hey, you said it last. You go first.
Listen,
Yeah,
hey, that's all right. Y'all probably have the better one anyway. But let me tell you. So this is something I got a while ago for Christmas. I just put it together. So
yeah, okay.
Wow,
I like that.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
Does
that's an exclusive
Does
too.
it come with a thermal detonator?
it did, but I accidentally set it off. So
Okay, all right.
it was only good for one use.
That explains why my internet's the way
Yeah.
it is.
If you could tell me for 10 points, could you tell me who that character was, Game God? If you can tell me the name of that character.
Leia.
The name of the character. I'll give you 2 points for knowing that it's Leia in the costume. But if you can name the actual character that Leia is portraying, that is worth 10 points.
Oh yeah. All right, save your points, man. Save your points. Let's move forward. Who's the character? Who's the character?
Yeah. Magic Mike, who's the character?
I always forget how to pronounce it, or always have struggled pronounce it. It's like,
oh, that's why you wanted me to say it.
yeah. I'm like, Musa. How do you pronounce it, Moose?
No, you tell me how you pronounce it. Go ahead.
Oh, come on now.
This is for the viewers they couldn't even see on the podcast.
I know. Well, good thing that this isn't the download piece.
Come on, yeah, that's true. That's right. Come on,
let's go. I don't know it.
Come on.
It's Bohay or something like that, right? So how do you? I don't know how to pronounce it. Boya? Boa?
Booyah.
Go ahead, Moose. What you got?
He's laughing. He's done. He lost his voice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little lady.
What is? I knew it was Leia. It was the outfit.
You did. You know what? That's why
that was easy.
Yeah,
that was any points for that. Moose don't get points for that.
It's okay. He got. At least he knew that.
Oh my gosh!
Sometimes people don't even know that. Come on, that's good. That means
you think nobody knows that Princess Leia wore that?
Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. That means he's watched it.
That's right.
And he gets credit for watching it as a sci-fi fan.
Listen, it's participation awards here. Stop it.
Yes. Yes. That is
Boosh or something like that.
Wow. The rabbit hole gets deeper.
No, it's like I've seen it pronounced different ways. It's actually
Moose is gathering himself. He's done. Hey, usually we have Magic Mike when he starts laughing. We lose Magic Mike. This is
I know, right? I know.
It's a rarity that we lose Moose and laughter here.
Yep.
It's funny because just.
All right.
Good thing we're not recording.
Yes, that's it. Get it all out now. Get it
Come
all
on,
out.
Moose. Get it out. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's all right.
This is
There we go.
All right, I'm done.
Okay. Are you?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm done. All right. Well, thanks for joining us in tonight's podcast.
You're not going to attempt to pronounce it, Moose?
Oh, we're not leaving.
I was just leaving.
Jeez.
Where you going?
All right. So tonight we've got some fun stuff to talk about. So that's a very cool thing. I love the Lego piece, Magic Mike. That's a nice show and tell. I also have a show and tell to talk about a little bit here. This one is something that I've been meaning to pick up, and you guys know I've been doing a little bit. Got that? A little bit of the
episode 500
retro video games, and I've been working with these Raspberry Pis and trying to do some other stuff. And Game God, you shared one of your little things that you did with the handheld.
Correct.
You took that and you made that a retro.
You inspired me.
I did, and I'll take full credit for that. But I've been looking. I've been debating and going. I need to pick up a handheld myself. I didn't know if I was going to go with something like a old school handheld and then mod it, or should I pick up something new, a newer like a Raspberry Pi handheld? They call it like a Pi Boy.
Okay.
A retro Pi Boy. Yeah, pretty funny. But I went with a Steam Deck.
Wow, nice. You pulled out the guns already.
Yeah,
man, that's nice.
And I thought that this would be a fun one to play with. You can see a little reflection there, but this would be a fun one to play with, and I'll talk about it. I think in the podcast. But
yeah, because I have questions, so we'll hold off to those questions.
Yeah, and so I have that. Yeah.
You know what's funny, Moose? I mean, man, listen. there's a lot of things that I try to learn from you and grow from
Okay.
and I feel that over time, you know, it just starts to happen naturally, right? Because I seem to have gotten one too. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that's unreal, man. How's things like that happen, you know? But my show and tell is a little less. I got
What?
I got a Thanos.
Oh,
Thanos pop figure. Nice.
very
You
nice.
know, I read a report one time. It said one of the most collected things that don't hold their value. Pop figure.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, wow, I had no idea.
I didn't either.
But,
So I
but
guess I should just start giving mine away.
just give them away. Just give them away.
Yeah,
But
go ahead and send them my way. I'll
Okay.
take it.
Okay.
but the real show and tell is that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This is Ray's
That's Ray's.
lightsaber. Yes.
Yes, the hilt for a raid. Yes.
Nice.
Very
Yes,
nice.
So I know at one point in time, Moose, when you and I we had visited, I think we held one
Yes.
I forgot. It's got some weight. I
Yeah,
forgot
it
how much
does.
weight it does. You know, so it was pretty cool. So I recently went by there and managed it. I didn't know it did all that too. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it opens up that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So they also had the new Ahsoka Tano dual blade lightsabers
Okay.
from the Disney Plus show.
I actually have
Oh, okay.
I have the old Ahsoka Tano dual blades. I have
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, I
Correct.
do as well.
And the reason why I'm like, wait a minute, those they were all silver. Like when I
Mm.
first saw them. So when I saw
Mhm.
these were like gray, flat, and rectangular.
Mhm.
Right.
And I was like, so let me go ahead and take a peek at those. And so, you know, I put them in my hands, and let me tell you guys. First of all, I want to tell you they're $349. Okay,
Ooh,
the set.
okay. Well, you
Comes
get
with
the
comes with
lightsaber.
the blades. Comes with
Yeah,
the blades,
Okay.
but it's all together. It's not separated.
Okay.
So it's one piece.
The new ones. Okay.
Yeah.
They're new ones. They're one piece.
All right.
So I put them in my hands, and dude, I tell you, it felt like I picked up the $20 versions of the lightsabers off the Ross rack.
Really?
These things had no weight. They were plastic, so it wasn't. The handles
It
weren't
wasn't
even metal.
So so you're telling me that the lightsaber itself, the hilt, is plastic.
Correct.
It felt
Wow.
It felt plastic. It had no weight. It was very hollow feeling. And I was so disgusted with the way it felt that I didn't hold on to it for more than 5 seconds because I didn't want to taint my hands with improper devices.
Yeah.
I gave it right back. I gave it right back. I said, "This is a mistake. There's something not right about this."
Yeah.
And then I said, "Let me get one of these," and I felt the power come back. But yeah. So if you guys in the neighborhood, you run across them, whatever like that, don't get so excited about. They're not that great. But I'm wondering if they have any new ones coming out for the summer. So I'll be interested. They did have a Mace Windu remastered.
Okay.
Which looked interesting. It had some black ornamentation on it, so it looked pretty interesting there. $229 on that one, by the way.
Well, I mean, he's a popular character. He was a popular one for when they released the others, like the Master. What is it called? The
Master Series or
whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really popular and ran out pretty quickly. They sold out of that.
And you did also, just as a quick note, you did pick up Asajj Ventress, right? You did pick that one up when you went the last time. That's the one that was like a neon yellow.
I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure.
You know,
I thought you did. I thought you would.
They retired it.
They did?
Yep, it's retired.
Oh.
So just so you know.
So did they retire the old Ahsoka ones then as well?
No, she's still there. Those were still
really?
there.
They're still there?
They're still there. Yes, those were still there. They re-released the Asajj Ventress as a remade one that says Shadow Maul, and it's red. It's the exact same lightsaber, but with a red kyber crystal, and it's a red blade.
Interesting.
So just so you know,
Well,
fun facts there.
That is interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. So let's get into some of that stuff we're going to be talking about tonight.
All right.
It's been long enough. Heck, we've already taken up valuable podcast time with this. Let's get started. Tonight's episode includes the Acolyte trailer. How about Rebel Moon Part 2 trailer? Yes. Steam decks for everybody. The Rabbit R1 and a little physical media revisit. Yeah, all that and so much more. But first, we got to listen to this.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Oh, episode number 427 with the whole gang here tonight. And hopefully, we entertain you at least for the next 40 minutes or so on this podcast. Thanks for coming on and joining us live if you're doing that on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for sharing it on your social media feed if you can. Just share it with your friends going, hey, go and listen to this at least one time. And then we appreciate that. That's how that works. A lot of stuff to talk about tonight. A lot of stuff, a lot of little hits, like little bitty punches. And are there any uppercuts, do you think?
Oh yeah, I think we got some uppercuts.
Really?
All right.
Okay. Wow. I can't wait.
At least some body blows.
Body blow.
Okay.
Body blow. Yes, you're right. All right. Well, let's who wants to kick it off for us and get us started tonight on this lovely Tuesday 9 p.m. podcast.
Listen,
I
want to
wanna
hear
go
y'all
first.
talk
No, I
about-
want to go first. Yes.
Listen, I want to hear y'all talk about, because in the tailgate part, we talked about the stream deck, and now y'all got me excited. You both have one. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it.
No, I don't want to go there first. I don't want to go there first.
Really?
Yeah, I like that. That's an uppercut for me.
That is an uppercut, I think. I don't know if you should start with the Steam Deck, but
Probably, yeah, but I'm excited. You guys got me excited by showing both of yours during the pregame.
So we're gonna have to hold on to that excitement just a little bit longer. Hey, sit tight, little lady. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about you guys catch that new trailer from Star Wars, the Acolyte trailer?
yes.
That's an uppercut for me. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
Wow. You
hey,
coming in strong.
that's the difference between a lightweight and a heavyweight, just so you know.
Yeah, you coming in strong.
So the Star Wars Acolyte trailer, guys, you seen it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw it. So what's your first take on seeing that trailer?
So let me tell you, when I saw the trailer, I felt first of all that I was watching a movie, right? Because but at the same time, like, well, I shouldn't feel that way because that's Star Wars stuff. That should be like the norm. So as I watched the trailer, I started to feel like I was seeing when we had what was the Star Wars show that just ended with
Ahsoka?
yeah, Ahsoka. I'm sorry, yeah, Ahsoka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I felt like it was a continuation of that, just the kind of like the style with the assassinations and like an assassin and stuff like that. But I love the buildup of the trailer. Now, no, I don't want to give anything away yet because I want to kind of build that up. But I love how it started out with the Jedi younglings and gave a little background, and then it led into some kind of other story. I can't wait for this to come out. It looks impressive, and at the end of the trailer, the way the trailer ended, I'm like, oh, who's holding that? Who's doing that? So with that, I'm gonna let you take away with it.
Jeez.
Thanks.
With that-
Magic Mike, what'd you think?
Yeah, listen, it's hard to even get the words out because this is beyond what we want to see. And I'm not really familiar with the Acolyte and the New Republic. I'm not that as familiar with it, but it looks incredible. And what I really love about it, and I know that Game God's saying it has some of the feel of the Ahsoka piece, but what I like about it is that I feel like we're going to more of a hand-to-hand combat with the Force, which looks really, really cool. We get the lightsabers. We know what that is already, but this hand-to-hand combat using the Force, I love it. I want to see it right now. And like you said, Game God, we're used to the movie quality for the trailers of their shows that they've been coming out with for Star Wars. So that's expected. But man, this looks so good. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
All right. Well, that sounds really good, Magic Mike. You're right on. However, This thing looks as good as any Star Wars movie in the past, you know, 3 years, any Star Wars TV show in the past 3 years. Like, this thing looks incredible. And it has every feel of the old Republic. It has all the feel of Star Wars and its birth of the Jedi and its heyday. And like, I love that about this story. I love it because you see the Force being used kind of like it as you would think. I mean, what's the best way to describe this? You know, in martial arts, you when you saw Darth Maul and you saw what he was doing in the Phantom Menace, you thought automatically, oh, martial arts in the in Star Wars. When you see this, of course, it's martial arts in Star Wars, and you get to see that hand to hand combat, the acrobatic piece of the combat,
Right.
the I don't know, it just. And by the way, I when I saw some of the actors that was going to be in it, I mean, one is somebody who was in this movie that I'm streaming behind me right now.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Matrix.
Yep.
Carrie Ann Moss is going to be in the Acolyte. I mean, again, it is just an incredible trailer to present because I have very, very high hopes for this new series in the Acolyte, and it looks incredible. Looks incredible.
Yeah, all the bits and pieces. Sorry, go ahead, Game God.
Yeah, no. What I was gonna say is that besides the incredible piece, and besides you make the martial arts, the hand to hand, the big piece is even in this trailer, you get to feel like there's some epic lore. Now we know Star Wars, right? And at this point, when you say current Star Wars, like the modern, if I dare say, modern day Star Wars story. But to go back into the history books and really see where it's come from and evolved, I think that's what we're salivating for. Like we've seen a lot of the new stuff now, right? I want to know how it came to be, right? How how that background, because there's so much back. When we were watching Ahsoka Tano, there was so much background. When you've seen that, like the landscaping, the planets, you saw all this history, this rich history from Star Wars that you don't really get to see because you're focused on main names or mainstream story. Now we get to see this build up, and in the trailer, I did see a lot of that stuff where I was like, oh man, that's nice. I feel like we're gonna get another part of a story that we're missing that we should know.
I don't disagree with that, but I would say there's the back lore. I understand as much as I need to understand with Star Wars and back lore. So I don't need to see a ton.
No, I agree.
I like to see all of the alcoves, all of the alleys, all of the hidden doors along the way that tell different stories. And this is where they move away from the Skywalker stories,
Correct.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because what's exciting about this piece is I believe this takes place, and this is where we kind of we get to see Palpatine come in a little bit. I think it's right before or right about that time. Moose, you would know better than I would, but it's right as that starts to come into place. So you see the Empire before it's established, because this is the time of peace for the Jedi, right?
Correct.
And so when you see the even in the Jedi Temple and all this communication, this information that you're seeing as they have the looks on their face, so they have the talk about, close your eyes, don't trust your eyes, and it all feels like that Jedi piece. And this is when the real training is going on. I think we're going to get a lot of that versus Ahsoka versus even Endor, when it's the opposite a little bit. Here we're getting where the Empire starts to rise, and they're kind of squeezing in there a little bit as the Jedi are doing well.
So it's 100 years before the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here again, this is where you're talking about when I first saw the players of who's the in the trailer, like when I start looking at the people and the different characters, I'm like, I look at it and I was like, was that Donnie Yen? That was but it's not Donnie Yen. But it reminded me of his character in what was that, Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah. He's like a monk.
Yeah. But anyway, it just reminded me of that. But again, I love the fact that we're getting other stuff, and I just think it's I think it's so needed. And,
Yeah, it's the end of the High Republic and the fall of the Jedi. That's what we're gonna see.
yeah.
Yep.
So that's
Just
a
an
great
amazing trailer. If you haven't seen it already, go out and go ahead and take a look at that. That is truly an amazing trailer.
Well, staying on the trailer piece, something else new came out. Trailer for something that came out on Netflix, and they're making a second part. Zack Snyder film. What is it? Rebel Moon. The second
Yes.
part to Rebel Moon. The Scar Giver.
Yeah.
What you guys think of that, Moose?
Let's have Magic Mike take his stance on Rebel Moon. Go ahead, Magic Mike. Take it away.
Okay. The trailer looks great, just like the first one did. I enjoyed it, watching what was going on. They have the action there, the music's there, all that is good. And we get the spoiler to what we already believed was going to happen, which is the bad guy doesn't die. And then we go, I think it's like 2:30 is the time frame for this trailer. And I'm thinking, I've just seen the entire second movie or second episode or whatever we want to call this. And again, I thought it was great looking, but I do feel that it's going to be more like the first, where we're going to have all this stuff and there's going to be just a little out of reach of what it could have been.
You know, that's a great point, Magic Mike, and I know you're chomping at the bit, Moose. There, you know, this is a movie. I was gonna say show, where it's all show and very little story, right? And the sad part to this is that I think if they just took a little bit away from the show and just throw it a little bit more into the story, this has the feels of an epic, trilogy, so to speak, because it looks great. There's no hands down, it looks great. They spent all their money on all the special effects. They got some great actors in there. They got some great choreographs in there. So that's all good. I said it when I watched the first one. I love the bad guy. I thought he came off as a great bad guy. My qualm with the first one was that we thought they killed him. And you're like, man, how you get rid of such a great bad guy? We obviously in the trailer you don't see that. So hopefully we get to see how bad of a bad guy he can actually be. Right? That's what I want to see. But I think that's all you get. Is him trying to get revenge, and you got no story.
Yeah, they had a decent story plot. I think they just lost themselves along the way with some of the action, and it turns into Michael Bay versus having a better story line and just staying with the storyline. If you're going to make it a two-parter, or a two-porter, either one. And if you're Spanish, it would be, what would that be called?
Dos partes.
Is it same thing?
Okay.
So there's literally like you just have to, if you're gonna have two parts of something, the story should be the number one piece here, not the action.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I'm afraid that we saw the entire thing fall right through the trailer. Although it is a great looking trailer. And it does give you, I'd like to see that. But you say that about 1:30 into it, and they give you another minute of stuff to watch. And it's like, I didn't need to see all that. You could have done it all.
Yeah.
And it's funny, is we watched this, at least I watched it. We watched it at the heels of watching the Acolyte trailer.
Yes.
And I felt like I was watching an extension of that. I was like, man, more lightsabers. It's like, like, because I mean, I know they have like energized swords or whatever they wear, but they look like lightsabers. So are you trying to get that customer base that you're trying to pull? But I just feel like you don't go in there expecting you're going to get some Lord of the Rings epic saga type story.
I just go all corporate on us and say customer base, like
yeah. Well, that's what they're looking for: clientele, customer base. They're trying to get the meal ticket, so to speak. But I just feel like if you go in there looking for a story, you're just gonna get disappointed. And I think that they just expect more of the first. You could have took this and made this a 3.5 one-parter.
Yeah.
The reality is, for this trailer, they could have just done a couple of like a 30-second drop and we would have been already in, because it's so soon since the last movie of this series, and so we didn't need to see a big trailer. If it had been a year, maybe, but this should have been much shorter.
And when does Rebel Moon 2 come out?
Is it April?
Is it April?
Yeah, April. I think it's like the middle of April. I'll tell you right
April.
now.
Yeah, and I just want to just for the folks listening, Acolyte and both Acolyte and Rebel Moon 2, their release times.
Yeah, I think Acolyte's June.
Don't guess. Just
April 19th on the Rebel Moon, just so you know.
okay. April 19th.
Yeah.
All right.
And Acolyte is June 2nd or 4th. I'm gonna tell you right
I was
now.
going to say second.
I think it was 4th.
Yeah,
Four stands out in my mind. But anyway, thanks for guessing, Game God, after Magic Mike was told not
June
to
4th.
guess.
June 4th.
Yes. After he was told not to guess, then you were like, I think it's and you just went ahead and just go ahead and guess anyway. I love it.
Because that was a good guess.
Oh wow.
It's a good guess.
Second or fourth was a good. That's a good guess. You're hedging your bets.
Good guess. Yes, that's right. It was a good guess. It was a great guess. It was a corporate guess.
Look at you. All right.
Oh my goodness gracious! Gone for a week. Look what happens.
Yeah.
I know you miss me.
Guy thinks he owns the place. All right, let's we'll continue on with our show here. Yeah, but both do look amazing. The trailers do look amazing. And for what it's worth, we know Rebel Moon isn't going to go very far. So, when it has Star Wars in it, that it already had legs to begin with, and now they're just continuing on to running. And I love that because I'm a big Star Wars fan. And there'll come a time when Star Wars drops some serious bombs that bomb, and I'm going to be sad that day. It'll make me very sad. And
if they keep putting stuff like this, it's not anytime soon.
Well, I know that's the scary part. Is that no matter how it is, it's like wow, oh wow.
Wait a minute. We said the same thing about the MCU, and look where we're at.
We did.
We said at one point we said the MCU cannot be touched.
I
mean, that was back in episode 201.
I want you to hear me say that. I want you to show me where.
Go find that evidence.
Well, listen, you're gonna have to give me some time. Can I get a continuing?
Continuing.
Yeah,
you can have a continuing.
Yep, yes, and anything else you might ask for.
Yeah,
continuing. But it's possible. It's possible.
All right. Let's go on. Let's talk about our Steam decks. That'll be fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, well.
We made him wait long enough.
Steam Deck. So this is one here. This is the LCD version. I know Game God. I think you picked up the OLED or OLED version. Is that right?
Yes,
Mine looks bigger than yours.
It does look bigger.
This is not unusual though.
It's not.
Mine's performance better than yours.
No, it does. Doesn't it look bigger? Am I wrong?
I think it is bigger. Yes, I think it is.
It's probably my camera because of the green screen.
Either that or it's
what are you talking about?
I think it's the screen itself is smaller. It may sound better as OLED, but it's smaller.
No, it's the same exact. Everything about it's the same.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing different is that it's slightly slimmer, and it doesn't make as much noise with the fan, and it also has a brighter screen.
Well, it's because it's got a cool down LCD and not OLED. I mean, that's the difference.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
It's the same.
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I've done enough research on this.
Because if I just put my hand like in the middle there, you see. Let's take a look. So you can see there. All right, looks the same now.
So I have a game on with a border. That's why.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, okay.
It looked weird. I'm like, so. First thoughts, Game God. You also have the Logitech Cloud. What?
G Cloud.
G Cloud. That's what you have.
Yeah. So
compare the two real quick. Give me I don't want a regular Game God comparison. I need a 30-second Game God comparison between the G Cloud and the Steam Deck. Just right off the top. Just maybe 15 seconds.
15 seconds. If you play a G Cloud and not a Steam Deck, you'll be wild with the G Cloud. But once you touch a Steam Deck, you can't go back.
Really?
Really?
It's totally different machine.
Interesting. That wasn't much of a comparison. So I also have I have a couple of games on this thing.
Oh, you got some already?
Yes. Yeah, I did. I got free games though. The Game God actually pays for his games. I get my games for free. And if it's not free, it's not for me.
It's not free, it's not me.
Yeah.
Well, I needed to test the limitations of the system.
Well, I did too. So what I did was, if anyone doesn't know, this Steam Deck is a handheld device, much bigger than your regular. It's bigger physically than a Switch. It feels like
It is. It is bigger than a Switch.
but
Has a
it-
lot more buttons.
a lot more buttons, which is great. And I played it. I said, well, let me go ahead and just download Apex. So I downloaded Apex on it.
Oh,
Yep.
And I started playing it as I do my regular login for EA
Yep.
for Apex,
Correct.
and
I couldn't remember mine.
my character comes up, and I'm like, wow, this is great. And I try to play, and if I had to rank myself as an Apex player, I'd say pretty good. And
on the
don't let him
Steam Deck
fool
or
you.
in general?
He's an Apex predator. Don't let him fool you.
I was gonna say, yeah, pretty good is He's trying to be humble so we can speak up.
yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. And boy, I didn't last long at all. I was struggling playing this, and that's because the controls aren't the same as in like an Xbox
Correct.
controller.
It's wider.
It's way wider, so you're like, I'm fumbling. I'm like,
Yeah. The D-pad is out of place.
I need a recharge. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I died pretty quickly, but I just wanted to see. I just wanted, just to
What
give
you
it.
think about the graphics? What it looked like?
It looked good. It looked really good. I was not disappointed in the graphics piece of it at all.
And the speed? Did you
The
feel any
latency,
difference?
wasn't that bad. Although I got owned pretty quickly, just with trying to. But it's so small. I mean, this is the thing. I think, this machine is pretty cool. I really enjoy it. So I downloaded Star Wars: The Old Republic. Is
Yep.
what Knights of the
I got
Old
that one
Republic.
too. Yep.
So it's good. It's good. The screen to me though, small. It's just too small to play real games on. To play solid games. If you love playing games, which look, I love putting out a game of Apex.
Mm-hmm.
I can't play a game of Apex on this. I couldn't play it on my phone. On my phone, it was so easy that it was like it wasn't even worth it. It was just too easy on my phone. And I don't know if that was a skill level of players.
I think on the phone there's also bots.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
This one, it shows up as you play as a computer and not a PS5 or an Xbox. So you'd be playing for a computer, and it's all cross-platform. So you're going to play all kinds of players. So it seemed like it was right in where it should be. But again, like I said, it was just too small. I just get, I looked down the barrel of one of the sights of the weapons, one of the blasters, and I'm like,
what's down the other end?
But
he's also spoiled from playing like on a 75-inch,
That's true. But
LED
again, that's what I'm saying. So for that type of game, I go, it's cool to see it, but I wouldn't really seriously use it for gaming with that. I might use it for, something. I think going, and by the way, I try to get some older games loaded onto it. I wasn't able to do it in time. And believe
that
it
was
or
my
not,
next question.
we're recording this on a Tuesday. These games are going to be to me tomorrow, and so I'll have a better update next week on the podcast.
Perfect.
For the old games, but I want to try older games to see if the side scrollers work better. To play Mario on it, to do stuff that would have been fine for any TV to handle back in the day. For any old systems, I'll get some old PSP games, some old PS1, PS2 games. Obviously Super Nintendo.
So you're going retro, full retro.
I'm going all retro, and the good thing about it is that for a lot of these places, that you load all this retro stuff on one single SD card, micro SD card, you slide it in, it just boots up, and you're good to go.
Correct.
So I'll have a better review there. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. A little wide, a lot of buttons. I just don't think it plays well in certain games. I think some games would be better than others on the game because once again, Magic Mike, when you played on the older game or when you did the retro version of like I think it was Qbert or something.
Qbert, yeah.
Like when you had the touchscreen piece. Well, this is also touchscreen, but of course I don't try to use a touchscreen on it. I mean, I don't want to do that. So you're using all of the other pieces to manipulate the you got two Joy-Cons. I'm not Joy-Cons. Two analog sticks,
two trackpads.
Yeah, you got two trackpads, which I didn't really use those, but
and I know Game God, he has been in the portable world for a little while. He's done that with the Switch and some other things. So I mean, because I feel like I would be with you, Moose, in the terms of playing it and being not wanting to play the newer games on the portable piece and one would be on the bigger
let me
screen?
interject it here. So I got the newer games. So I got Horizon, which was a huge PlayStation game.
Mhm.
I also have the Spider-Man games that are on the PlayStation. And I also downloaded the Uncharted games, right? And I gotta tell you, quite I get what you're saying, Moose. Fast paced, first person shooter. You need screen. You gotta get that immersion, that feel. So I get that piece. Playing an action adventure game such as an Uncharted, a Horizon, a Spider-Man, that's what this thing is built for,
Yeah,
right?
I would agree with that. Like if you're telling me I'm going to play Zelda Breath of the Wild on there or whatever, like I could understand. I could go, yeah,
Correct.
okay, that's fine.
Yes. So I personally wouldn't try to play like Call of Duty on it, right? I wouldn't go COD, I wouldn't go competitive on it because it can handle it, right? It's a Linux-based system. It has its own operating system, the Steam Deck, which makes it so unique, right? So there's a Lenovo Legion Go, which is the 8.4 or 8.1. This is 7.4, which is it's pretty big. It's bigger than the Switch screen. And so with that being said, it runs console games, right? It's basically a gaming laptop with a controller attached to it. That's basically what it is. It does have a desktop mode. So if you you can switch it to desktop mode and you can download developer programs and really get deep into it uses Linux code, right? So it's limitless on what it can do. And with that being said, I played Horizon, so I downloaded those games yesterday. The games on Steam are so much cheaper than buying it on like through Microsoft or through Sony, right? So I picked up Horizon and its bundle,
Fourth
like the
time, Horizon. Tell
yeah,
me, tell us
right,
about it. Come on.
right. So it's the one that's like it's like a God of War.
No. Tell us about how
Oh,
you played it and
oh, it's incredible. The rain effects, the control, the sounds, the cutscenes. It is playing a console in your hand. So when you think about where's the home console when it comes to this, why am I spending $600, $500 and staying stuck on a screen at home when you can put that kind of money into a handheld and take it with you to go? Because you can then also plug this into a dock and play it on any TV. So you got a console in your hand. So I'm worried about the future of home consoles, by the way,
all right.
because of this.
All right, so let's talk about that a little bit. Magic Mike, you have something to add to that, or can I move into this console?
No, please do, because that was my next question, actually. So,
all right, so okay, as good as it is, as good as the Switch is, as good as we might see more of these types of things come out, gaming consoles or handheld consoles, from gaming systems like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not so sure that I'm willing to give up the console just yet. And the reason is one, because if something goes down in this, you got to send in the whole thing to replace something. Imagine playing one of these games and your analog stick starts to drift. Well, guess what's going to happen for the rest of? You got to send in the whole thing.
So that's not true. You can take
No.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So you can open this.
You can replace it. Yes.
Yes, and you can replace pieces in the machine.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to the screen, yes, that's gonna have to go all the way through. Yes, but no difference than if a console something goes wrong in the console, you can't replace nothing in a console.
A console is a separate piece altogether. You have a console. Let's just talk about it. Xbox, One or X or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whichever one you got, doesn't matter. PS5. My screen is separate.
Correct.
Clearly.
Correct.
My controllers are separate.
Correct.
Clearly. I don't need to replace something specifically. That consoles are usually they're pretty bulletproof. It's not like you're dealing with
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Ring of death kind of problem. Particularly PlayStations have always been pretty bulletproof as far as
and to that point, Moose, if the controller does go bad or if it starts to drift, you're not replacing a piece in the controller. You're just replacing the controller. I don't want to open it and go, what part should I need to replace the joystick?
But we're talking two different things. The console is separate from the controller. So yeah, I get that. You're not going to replace a controller where you can just replace the controller. You're not going to replace pieces. But since the controller is the console, is the screen, every time a drift analog stick goes bad, You're not going to replace the whole console. You're just going to replace the analog.
Well, I love how you said you can replace the pieces. You're right. It's all made, but I want to see you do it. That's the difference.
That is YouTube. YouTube has stuff like that. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, listen. And I'm with Moose on this, and not just for that little piece because I know we're talking about this, but for me, the console is where I want to play my games. The portable piece is that's just not my style. I've played portable stuff before, and it's okay. But if I want to be immersed, I still don't feel immersed when I'm playing a portable, no matter how good it looks or how well it plays. I don't feel immersed. When I'm playing it on a big screen TV, I do feel more immersed.
So let me help you out with that. So you go to Moose's house back in the days when we was Xbox, the regular Xbox, the OG Xbox. You want to go play Halo. You brought the whole big Xbox. You brought your controllers. You brought everything to the house, right?
Yeah.
And you plugged it into the TV and you played LAN or whatever you guys would do, right?
Yes.
So now imagine if you can do the same thing in just this.
No,
Right?
I'm sorry. You're not selling me on it.
Yes. Hold on.
I
Hold
still
on.
stay home and do it.
No, but now instead of bringing that big machine, you just bring this. You
No.
can dock it.
I'm playing you at my house. I'm playing against you at my house.
And I can play you against you on this as well. It doesn't. What I'm trying to say is he's saying he's going to stay with the console piece because it's you play at home big on the screen. You can dock this onto a screen.
Yeah,
you can Bluetooth controllers to this. You can Bluetooth controllers to it.
My question is that now if you told me that here's the only difference, and this could go with any system, by the way.
Correct.
But for this one, for me, if you're telling me that I could send this to and it might be fatigue though, and I'm going to tell you why here in just a minute, that I can send this to my Quest, 2 headset, my VR headset, and I can play inside there, and I'm just holding this. Well, now that's a game changer.
That's a different story.
But
I can't answer that because I don't have the.
No, but I'm saying that. Well, you have one. You have a Quest 2. You can.
I have to do it.
Well, Moose, this kind of goes into another part for me, which is we were just talking about. So if you bring over iDock, I still enjoyed bringing over the console and my disc and playing it on the disc and putting the disc instead of having the software there. And here's the thing: it felt like we were battling each other, facing away from each other, and we were, dogging each other, doing all those different things. I still am going to take that. I'm going to go to your house with my console and the disc. That's where I'm at with it.
I guess.
No, you're not. I'm not allowing you in my house with a console and your disc. That's first. Because second thing, I don't know if there's a need for that. I know that my head would get fatigued for wearing a VR headset, though. It does get fatigue, and you try to watch a movie on there. I'm like, my head needs a rest. My eyes need a rest. So with the other games that you could play, and if it's not live action, like you said, no COD, no Apex, no. It's okay. It's okay, and it's fine. You're looking down, so okay. I just think that I think it's great. I wouldn't necessarily sell this. Okay, I'm a buyer, and I'm like, yes, I love it. I think it's great.
Hold on. That statement alone, Moose, doesn't qualify it to be a good one because you have a lot of things that you wouldn't sell that you never use. So
don't take it from me.
Saying that does not sell the item. I'm just saying.
I have a Quest right over there hanging up right now that's collecting dust that I just go.
I think you used it twice.
That's my point. You just made my point that just because you say, well, I'm not going to sell it, you don't sell anything.
That's true.
So just because you say that doesn't mean it's good.
That's true. That I will. You know what? For that. You get 3 points for that. That's absolutely true, Magic Mike. But I'm just saying that I do like it, and I think it has some merit. I think I want to try the older games on it for fun to see how well that plays. And I think there's more entertainment for me with maybe the older games. I could be wrong here. I'll know tomorrow, but. I
feel Moose. I feel knowing what I know of how you're involved with tech, with the retro piece, with the versatility of technology and what you wanted to do and how you wanted to do it. Right. With that being said, I feel that you're going to be pleasantly surprised in what it can do and happy because I can tell you that I'm not touching the Cloud G anymore.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Interesting.
It feels after playing this. Probably played it for about an hour of the new game just to kind of really
Mhm.
get into it. It feels antiquated when
Mm.
you compare the two, right?
Really?
Yeah, it feels it doesn't the graphics doesn't hold up. And here's the other thing is this is running off the software and the hardware, the
Yeah.
game. It isn't
Mm.
being streamed through a cloud.
Right.
I don't have to be connected online to play
Right.
these games once
But
you download it.
you're telling me that the G Cloud you did?
Yes, you had to be connected.
So
So
what about when you changed it to run like the older games?
No, you don't for retro, no, because it's on a
Okay,
memory card.
so it's on memory card. Okay.
Yes. But whenever you want to play something current, you can only cloud it. You only
So
play it
how
from
would you
cloud.
compare it just to G Cloud for playing retro stuff?
The feel and the weight of the G Cloud is lighter, right? So the fatigue of holding it will probably be less because you don't need as much to run it. So when you look at it from that perspective, you might enjoy the lightness, the more I can't describe it anyway, but just light.
Yeah.
It's not as heavy. Where when you know this, you hold it in your hand, it's got weight.
Yeah.
It's
And,
dense.
this also has a 512. I have a 5 yeah, it's like 500 gigs or something in this one.
Yeah.
512 and then
Did you put a memory card in it already?
No, not yet. Not yet. But I think that you have what do you have the terabyte one?
Yeah, I have a terabyte and a terabyte card.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, when you can have onboard memory, because when I downloaded Apex and Knights of the Old Republic and I put them on
Shoot
there,
all your memory.
there's a lot of memory, yeah, gone. But it's nice because you can access it, and it accesses like this. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. There's no
not
spinning, no nothing. It's
yeah,
quick.
yeah, it's
So
it's
that's what I'm
fast.
saying. Like,
Interesting.
so I think, and here's the other thing from a tech piece, from a programmer piece, Moose, because this is in your warehouse. When
Mhm.
you really start to get into the developer tools of the Linux system, of this system,
Mhm.
of what this machine can do, that's when you're gonna really start to light up. Your
Yeah.
eyes are gonna start
Well,
to
and again, Linux is just a solid program. It's
Yeah,
so
it is.
solid that you could do so much with it. So
So do you think Moose is going to do more than just play games on it? Is what you're saying? That he'll probably
I-
spend more time doing
I think-
other things?
I think he's going to explore more of the options he can do outside of the gaming world on this, where that's where he's gonna really draw him in.
okay, well,
Interesting.
we'll see. I really want to get into physical media with you, Game God.
Oh, yes.
Magic Mike and I talked about it last week, and
8
I
bits is a
want
bite.
to talk about it again. We'll have to probably shelf it until next week, so you can be prepared to talk about that. Because I do want to talk about something that is new. It's new tech. It's new. It's out there. Rabbit, the R1 that just released their first round of release, or 10,000 units, I think, have been released. And it's a completely different type of thing. So with the new stuff that we see with AI and things, tell me your thoughts about this, Rabbit. Tell me when you read about it, what did you think?
When I read about it, I'm like, there's no way that this device can do what it's saying it's gonna do. And so it's an AI device that it uses everything around it to work. Right?
Mhm.
And you're like, what does that mean, Game God? Well, instead of making applications to work with other applications, it learns the other applications and just uses it like we would learn an application. So if you can tell it, hey, Rabbit, I want you to do me something in Photoshop, change this, change that, make this work, put a chainsaw on this guy, and boom. And it according to what it said, it will do it.
Yes.
Now, the first thing I'm thinking is like, wow, you want to talk about the Terminator series coming to life here in your hand. This is it. It has a camera, a 360 camera. It's small, it's portable, and it's got some power to it. It's got some kick. So all I can go on is what they say through the trade show and the
Yeah,
tech.
because that's all we can go by.
Right.
We don't have a working version of it or anything.
Correct.
But
And it's $199, which is another thing. It's only $200. And if this thing is an AI behemoth in your hand, this thing
but it has to connect. It has to connect to something. So it's got to be
Correct.
able to connect to, your phone and
So
computer.
yeah, you
Wi-Fi or
connect all your
something.
devices to it, and then it controls your devices.
So I look at this as kind of like Apple shortcuts.
Interesting.
If you want to create a shortcut, you pull up your Apple device, you could create a shortcut to say, hey, every time I leave my house, text, Game God, text Magic Mike, and tell them that I'm on my way, and give my ETA based on where I'm at and the traffic. Okay, you could create a shortcut to do that on your iPhone. So instead of doing that, this device, you say, hey, the same parameters, and then it'll just do it for you. So you don't have to create anything. You're not creating a shortcut. You're telling the device to do it, and so that it will do it for you.
It gives a few seconds, it processes everything, and then poof.
Yeah. So that's
I gotta tell you, this is exciting and scary at the same time. I mean, really, this is really so technology just as of recent, right? We're just going from AI has exploded here in the last 5 years. And here we are talking about, like Game God said, we're talking about Terminator stuff. And next thing you know, it's going to be reading our minds and saying, hey, we know you wanted to create this shortcut. We know you wanted to do this. So here you go. It's like, when the lady in the box listens to you, and next thing you know, you have an ad for it. Yeah. This is, I really want it, but I want nothing to do with it at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so listen to what it says here. It says the R1 has a dedicated training mode which can use to teach the device how to do something, and it will be able to repeat the action on its own going forward. Listen, hey,
that's incredible.
You teach it how to ride a bike, it's gonna ride the bike. I mean, and I'm being facetious here, but basically that's what it is. You tell it, I want you to do it this way. Hey, Photoshop, I want you to go in Photoshop, take the watermark out of all my pictures. It will take 30 seconds, and it will take all the watermarks out of your pictures automatically. Yeah, just like that.
So that's kind of good. Like, this is the kind of stuff where you don't understand. We talk to lots of different people. You have people that friends, you have family that and when they don't know how to do something, they ask you because you're more technical, at doing something than they are. This helps those people. If they said, I'd like to be able to do this, if it's possible, then to be able to do it, then they'll be able to figure that out with a device like this. And that's an affordable device, by the way.
Oh my gosh, this $200. This is a crazy price here that we're talking about to do this. We just talked about a couple weeks ago about, well, would you buy the the iPod or whatever if it was $800 or no, I'm buying this for $200. And that's where I'm at, because this is an incredible price of something that does so much. And the whole coding piece is what we're talking about. It feels like here right now. So it's writing code for you when you don't have to know anything about the code. You don't have to know what this means, what this does. You just got to say, I want you to do this. And then it's going to tell you, or it's going to do it for you. And it's written it.
The great thing is that in AI and some of the new models of AI, you can actually tell it to, and even from, image generation, you can tell it to, okay, create this. And then the next line that you tell it, you could say, it remembers that character. So it'll remember, oh, I just created this for you. So you say, hey, add this, take away that, make it older, make it younger, whatever it is that you're doing. And it'll remember that. This is some of the latest models on this. And if you could take a look here, I'm going to share my screen and I'll describe it for the audience. And that is, in this particular piece, this is the website of Podcast for Sci-Fi, and you can see here each one of these posts here for episode 426, 425, the next one, not 424, but 420, not 423, 422. There it is. So from 422 on up, you'll see that there is AI generated photos, like the images, and that's what this is. These are AI generated images for the podcast, and it's putting in what we're talking about. And I'm telling it, hey, generate me an image, and this is what we're talking about. And it doesn't get it right 100% of the time.
No,
it
doesn't.
But it
learns.
An image. It's
learning how.
Yeah, which is awesome. I think it's great.
So we go back to, we're going on what it's saying it could do. If it can do 70% of what it's saying it's going to do, this is just the first iteration. Yeah. Imagine what it can do.
This is at launch, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So and this is them. Like, there's nobody else on board with it. This is just them. So imagine now you get some big tech person, company to back you up and throw dollars at it.
Yeah.
Right? Now you go from a little handheld device.
You get Tesla. You get Amazon. to go in and go, hey, we'd like to take that and turn it. I mean, you hate to see somebody like Amazon get it, because then it becomes just, a lady in the box, a handheld walk around with a lady in the box.
That's $7.99.
You don't want that. Yeah, you don't want that.
Well, so here's the other piece I start to think. So this is a handheld, right? It has a camera on it. It has a scroll button. Now, if this takes off, what makes you say you can't put this device into glasses and it becomes a heads-up display?
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Or you wear it, like a watch, and now it becomes your own personal Cortana, right?
Yeah.
That's always with you. So those are the things that I get excited for. Like, it's scary to what Magic Mike is saying, because it's a lot of technology, right? It's a lot. You're letting go of a lot of stuff in the hopes that it will make life easier for you, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
But with learning technology,
but at what cost, right?
Yeah, with learning technology, it's always in the back of your mind, will the machines finally say, "Hey, we don't need the humans. We can do this on our own," right? And Skynet comes into mind all the time when you think of this kind of stuff.
Yes.
But think about this thing here. I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. When we got Chat GPT, we thought Chat GPT was like, that's nothing. And then we started using it, like, oh man, this thing is not that bad. Right. And then so now you got this. It's evolving. It's growing. We're watching something go from crawling to walking, eventually going to run.
Which, by the way, is really awesome. And then when it's turned for evil purposes, you're going to go, oh, why did they ever make this?
That's exactly right.
Hey,
when Arnold Schwarzenegger appears when he shows up for one of the commercials for the R1, we're in trouble.
Hey, Moose, imagine taking this device and pairing it with the flipper.
Yeah, that's awesome, right? That would be great.
I mean, now you got Batman, tools from his belt, So, Iron Man devices.
From what I understand too, I want to get my hands on it. They're going through a second round of pre-orders right now. If you want to try to get one,
correct.
They do say that it's built very well, that it feels like a quality product in your hand, and it clicks. So if you scroll wheel, it clicks, things like that. But they said the reviews have been, oh no, it feels like a quality product. It doesn't feel cheap at all.
If you go to their website, you can see it lays out every single detail and tech, and it gives you the blueprints of what it looks like. They're being truly transparent with this. So,
well, you gonna get one, Game God? You gonna order one for the second?
I think so.
That's spring. They're releasing it in spring. So
correct. Yeah. So I think I might have to jump on. I know you already put yours in, so I got to catch up to you.
Magic Mike, what do you think? You gonna get one?
I as much as I'm the one that's the last to join, but I think I'm joining. This, like I said, this is the part that, as you said earlier, Moose, and Game God just touched on a minute ago, this technology makes things easier. And that's kind of the goal as we grow with our technology, is to make things easier. And I say easier as in you're able to say, oh, this is what I'd like, this is what I want, and it creates it for you because of a need. And this is where we're going to be at with AI. It's what we hope to have with AI, and not the Skynet piece, but the other piece that's a benefit to society.
No, we just gotta be ready if Skynet happens. What are we gonna do?
I'm ready.
What are you gonna do, Magic Mike?
I'm just going off grid.
I'm calling John Connor.
I'm using a SPF 3000.
I'm using the flipper.
Listen, thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate you joining us on the podcast and listening. Like we say always, share it with somebody who might find this interesting. Next week we're going to talk about physical media, and we'll figure out the rest. I don't know what X is. Dune 2?
I was just leaving.
Nerd
alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.